Hello, and welcome to the first episode of On the Offensive with Seth and Ben. I am Seth.
I'm Ben.
And we are a father and son duo doing our first podcast. I'm pretty excited to do this. We've been looking forward to doing this for a while. And it's going to be kind of rough the first 5-10 episodes maybe.
It was already rough. It's not.
Well, we had a rough start, but we're okay. We're going to be fine. Basically, the podcast is called On the Offensive. Me and Ben, if you know us, we're not the most politically correct people in the world.
I guess you could say we're offensive.
We are offensive.
You more offensive in odor, and I'm more offensive in personality.
Well, yeah, I'm not big on showering. I never leave the house.
Well, I think you still should leave the house, because if you smell bad, you still have a roommate, so you should still
I do.
smell
Tracy does deal with that, and I do shower when I go over and see my girlfriend, because, I don't want to stink for her.
So you showered for her, but not when you came here to see me?
No, I did shower before I came here to
you?
see you. Yeah.
And then you
Actually,
showered
I'm in Colorado right now, visiting my boy here. I now live in Iowa, the beautiful state of Iowa, which I love greatly. Colorado's okay, but just got too big for me, and just too many bad mememories.
So then you moved somewhere that has nothing anywhere. So
no,
too big
there's
for
lots
him
of
here.
stuff. There's lots of stuff in Iowa. There's lots of stuff in Iowa, definitely. The only thing that's missing is you.
There's a lot of golf courses and corn. I think that's the lots of stuff that he's saying.
Well, if you go to the big city of Des Moines, I haven't been there yet, but there's plenty of stuff there. But to go over the podcast a little, basically it's just going to be me and Ben jabbering a lot about sports, politics, news, daily events, just mine and Ben's take on the things going on in the world. They are our opinions. We do not expect you to agree with everything that we are saying.
Actually, I expect you to disagree with most of the things that we're saying.
Yeah, well, yeah, I most definitely. I think that you and I might disagree on a lot of things that we say.
Well, we already did on the first rough patch that we had.
Right.
Yeah, we disagreed a lot.
Well, you're 21 and probably you're
more woke.
You're definitely more woke than I am. I am not woke.
I was
unwoke.
You're asleep.
I
was awakened, and
you were awakened.
I was awakened.
So you probably don't have the same feelings on certain things that I have on stuff. But we're just two guys gonna be chatting it up. Hopefully we're entertaining. Hopefully we're funny. But like I said, the first 5-10 shows will be rough cuts of us, and we'll get it down to some kind of setup where it's.
I don't think there's gonna be a science in this.
You don't think there's gonna be.
Well, I think we'll get smoother in this, but I don't think there's gonna be a science. I think that we're just gonna.
No, I don't think we're not going off. We're not going off a script, which is easier for me to do than Ben. I think Ben needs to write things down and remember what to say.
For those of you who don't know, I have an internet presence already, other than Seth here, who has an internet presence on Facebook where he has been banned multiple times and other things like that.
I have been banned from Facebook. You aren't allowed to call people a cunt. I've learned that
the hard way.
Yeah. I think my biggest ban on Facebook was 60 days. I got a 60-day ban on Facebook.
What did you do throughout that 60 days? A lot of porn?
It was hard. No, see, I was in amateur porn. I did a little amateur porn. Was
it amateur porn? Did you do gay porn or
it was strictly... Well, it was. Geez, I really don't even know if I should talk about it in front of you. It was before you were born, and it was before I was with your mom, so I was of legal age. It was kind of it was a different kind of porn. It wasn't your basic porn. I was in Jewish gay porn.
Jewish gay porn?
Yes.
That is very unorthodox.
Yeah,
I throw up quotes for that because it is very unorthodox.
Well,
for Jewish gay porn.
Well, yeah. I mean, my porn name was Kafelta Schmeckelberg.
So no one could ever reference you because no one could ever say your name.
No, nobody could spell that.
Yeah. So no one could ever look you up if they wanted to see you.
No.
But no one ever wanted to see you.
If you want to, it's Kafelta Schmeckelberg, gay porn star. I only did 2 movies. Matzah on the Roof, and...
oh, I see this one here. Rabbi touches young boy.
No, that was true.
That's a news article.
That was a news article.
That was a news article.
That was true. Yeah, Rabbi Leibowitz touched me.
Yeah, that was a news article. My bad. I'm misreporting here.
So let's get off the jibber jabber. Like we said, we're gonna go ahead and start off with sports. We are in Colorado, so we're gonna do some national sports. We're gonna do some Colorado sports. We are going to start off.
To speak on that really quickly, are you going to talk more about like sports in your area when you go back home?
Yeah. I mean, I'll bring up Iowa sports. There's a lot of stuff around the state of Iowa. Wrestling's very popular in the state of Iowa.
I've noticed that smaller states, or like lower population states, love wrestling and drinking. And bowling. Drinking
is a big thing in Iowa. Beer is the number one liquid
consumed
in the state of Iowa. Do
Iowans drink water, or is it just the water they consume inside the beer?
They drink water too.
Okay.
They do, and Mountain Dew. A lot of Mountain Dew is consumed in Iowa.
I think that might be the most, maybe not the most popular soft drink. Probably Coke is.
But another thing that is in Iowa, and I argue with Shannon, my lovely girlfriend, and my roommate Tracy, who has been my friend for many, many years, of what you call that drink.
That soft drink?
You've
been out there for a while. Are you starting to call it pop?
No. I do not call it pop. It is called soda.
But you were born in New York.
I was born in Brooklyn, New York, and I was only 3 when I moved to Colorado.
But you went out there to visit, so I mean, no pop.
It doesn't matter. It's never been called pop in my household.
I call it cola.
It's called soda. Okay. I mean, every state can call it what it wants, but it's fucking called soda. It's soda. You want to call it soda pop? You want to call it... I mean, it's soda. That's as far as I'm concerned, it's soda.
I drink Coke, so I call it Coke. I call everything Coke.
Sucks.
See, but you say Pepsi. Every time you go, can I get a Diet Pepsi?
Yeah.
They don't have Diet Pepsi, so then they say Coke and you get all upset. So you should just say a Diet Soda and then just wait for the surprise to come to you.
No. Because some people have Diet Root or Diet Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, I think the only place I've ever been to that has Diet Dr. Pepper is Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A is not a sponsor of our program.
And I don't think they will ever be.
We would love Chick-fil-A to be a sponsor. I like the gays. I know Chick-fil-A.
I'm awakening him.
There is a rumor that Chick-fil-A doesn't like homosexuals, but I don't think that's true.
I don't think that's true. I did see something where, there was like a Chick-fil-A rainbow logo, and they immediately red flagged that, took it off the internet.
Chick-fil-A did?
Yeah.
Because they didn't want to associate with
themselves with the LGBTQ community.
The queers?
I mean, yeah.
Is queer an okay thing to say, or isn't the Q stand for queer?
I think so.
It's lesbian, gay, trans, bi, queer, That's it, right? Did
See,
they
but years
steal
ago,
any more of the letters? Of the alphabet.
Well, years ago it was.
They
just
already
LGBT.
stole the rainbow. They already stole the rainbow, and I think before the LGBTQ had it, Skittles did.
So is being gay tasting the rainbow?
That I cannot comment on.
Because Skittles used to own the rainbow. Was it Skittles or did
no,
Starburst?
It was. Did Starburst own the
rainbow?
rainbow?
No, Starburst is juicy.
Yeah. So is the LGBTQ. But no, I don't know.
Sorry, I'll let you get back to what you were going to say.
We were going to start off. We were going to start off with sports. We're going to start off with what's going on in the NFL. I'm going to start off. Last weekend's games were obviously 4 great games. Two pretty surprising ones. Three actually really surprising ones. But the Denver Broncos today hire offensive coordinator from the Green Bay Packers, Nathaniel Hackett. So the Broncos and the Hackett era begins. Vic Fangio is gone, and
he was told to leave the second after the game. All of his stuff was already packed up.
Yeah, it was already packed up in a box. Yeah. So
after the game with KC, he was already leaving.
That was I was hoping that was going to happen right away, and it did. So Nathaniel Hackett, offensive coordinator at Green Bay, now the head coach of the Denver Broncos, which brings the question of, is that a ploy from the Denver Broncos to get Aaron Rodgers into a Denver Broncos uniform?
So I'm going to say this. You told me that Aaron Rodgers wouldn't be opposed to playing for an AFC team, right?
There was reports that he would not be opposed to playing for an AFC West team. He does not want to play for a team that's in rebuild, and the Broncos definitely are not in a rebuilding situation.
Okay, you didn't paraphrase, or you didn't, I guess, phrase it as AFC West. Now, what I got from that is, Ben Roethlisberger has announced his retirement, and with that being said, AFC, he could go to the Steelers.
I don't see him going to the Steelers. I don't know. I don't know. I've been looking up a lot of things. A lot of Bronco fans don't want Aaron Rodgers. A lot of Bronco fans didn't want Peyton Manning at the time because they were all Tim Tebow fans, which I didn't understand.
I don't think anybody's a fan of our current quarterbacks.
No, I don't. Teddy Bridgewater and Drew Lock are fill-ins. Drew Lock could be a backup for Aaron. I don't think Bridgewater will remain with the Broncos, but I personally would love to see an Aaron Rodgers situation like Peyton Manning's, where Aaron plays 4 or 5 more seasons and we draft a quarterback this year and he is under the tutelage of Aaron Rodgers for 4 or 5 years, kind of like what happened with the Packers with Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers waiting in line to get that position. Aaron unfortunately had to wait a little too long because Favre never wanted to retire, but he finally did get his spot, and I'm hoping that that happens with Denver. Other football news, like I said, 4 great games earlier this week. Big upsets. The 6-seeded 49ers beating Aaron Rodgers' Packers 13-10. Before that, I honestly thought with the Packers getting the first seed, possibly making a Super Bowl run, I thought Rodgers was going to stay. After this loss, I don't see him staying with Green Bay. I think he will demand a trade. Jimmy Garoppolo for the Niners went to 11 of 19 for 131 yards with an interception. Aaron Rodgers, 20 of 29, 225 yards passing. Another big one. I don't think this is a huge upset. But the 4th-seeded Rams beat the Bucks 30-27, bringing up Tom Brady.
I think everyone was expecting Brady to bring the Bucks
I think people were expecting the Bucks to be there, but I don't think it's an upset. The Rams are a great team, great offensive team. Matt Stafford had a great season. Matt Stafford.
I can attest to that with Matt Stafford being on my fantasy team.
Oh, your fantasy football team. I forgot I'm talking to the Red Zone League champ in fantasy football for the first time ever. Ben winning the fantasy football league for the first time. Nobody really gives two shits about that.
I still care.
Yeah, I know. Matt Stafford, 28-38, 2 touchdown passes. Tom Brady, 30-54. He threw 54 times, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. The big story about this is, the Bucks were down 27-3, come all the way back to tie it, and then a last-second Rams field goal wins the game for the Buccaneers. Is this Tom Brady's last football game?
No, it's not.
I don't think so either. I don't think Tom Brady ends his career on a loss like this. He has not lost a step, I don't believe. He is still playing at a high level.
If anything, this is a misstep on the Bucks defense to let them come back. I think they got a little bit more complacent than they should have, and let.
Well, don't forget the Rams have a really high-powered offense.
No, they absolutely do. I'm not disagreeing.
Matt Stafford is a great quarterback, finally getting a chance to play on a winning team, because he just did not get very good opportunities in Detroit. Already has 2 playoff wins, where he only went to 3 playoff games while he was a Detroit Lion. So, Rams beating the Bucks 30-27. Yeah, Tom Brady will be back next year. I'll call it right now. I don't think Tom Brady's going to leave on that. Tom Brady, 45 years old. Peyton Manning knew when to quit. Peyton Manning left on a high note. He left with a Super Bowl victory, not because of anything Peyton Manning did. That was the Broncos defense during that game. But Peyton's play that last season showed he was losing it a bit. Tom Brady didn't lose anything this year that I saw that would me see him retiring, unless his model wife wants his ass to stay home and bang that shit every night. That's something.
I mean, I'm thinking about it. I don't know.
Giselle Bunchkins. What's her name? Giselle Bunchit.
I can look it up.
She's
I don't know her last name.
She's a horse face. She's a butterface.
There's much better looking models out there.
Yeah, well, I mean, the life expectancy, and I'm talking out my ass because I'm ugly as fuck, but the life expectancy of a model has gotta be what, 25, 26 years old.
Oh, you're saying like in work?
In work? No,
I don't think they
die. No, they don't die at 25.
Maybe because they kill themselves because they gain 5 pounds.
Exactly, they vomit to death. But I mean, how long can a model?
Is this like a real model or like a porn star model? Because they can
no. Can we? I know you're young and all you think about is porn.
Well, no, I'm talking about like because
porn stars aren't models.
I think they are.
No, they're not.
I think porn stars are models.
They're not models.
Then what are they?
Fucking.
They're not They're not actresses.
Oh, they are completely actresses.
Oh, you watch porn for the dialogue?
That's the only reason to watch porn is for the fucking storyline.
See, that's the issue with porn now is they cut it down to where all you get to see is bits and pieces of the fucking.
I want to see the whole thing. I want to see. What the story has
from beginning to end. I want to know exactly when they say.
I always want there to be a happy ending in a porn movie. Always. I don't think there's never been
not a happy ending in a porn film flick.
No, you always want to see the money shot, and
No, just to go back to your point, I don't think models last that long. I think once they start to age, I'll go back a little bit.
Yeah. What age do you think? There's a lot of good-looking older broads.
Well, that's
out
why
there.
I'm thinking like famous people, because if you have money, you can spend more on beauty.
Yeah, but
products.
I don't like that fake shit.
Well, no, I'm not talking about getting your tits.
Let me talk about what. Yeah, what are you talking about?
I'm talking about like.
I don't like fake
like
tits,
creams and stuff like that to liven up your face. I'm not talking about you're getting your tits
beautiful.
done.
You know who's beautiful? Jennifer Aniston.
Jennifer Aniston has not aged. Well, she has, but
she's aged.
She's a
beautiful,
timeless
beautiful
beauty
woman. You know what another horse face is? Everybody always thought she was beautiful, and I never really did. It's Julia Roberts.
I never thought she was anything special.
No, and me and you were god ugly. Men are disgusting. I mean, our bodies are gross. I mean, even if I'm like muscular and had a big schlong, our bodies are disgusting. We're hairy. We're gross.
Well, we're hairy, but other guys get waxed and do other things to make themselves look better.
That's a big waste of fucking money and time and effort. You got a girlfriend. I got a girlfriend. I don't need to look any better.
Your relationship's real new. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I do have a new relationship.
You didn't manscape to get into that relationship.
Oh, yeah. Well,
see, there's the thing about being single. You manscape all the time.
When you're single?
When you're single, yeah.
Why would you manscape when you're single?
Because you're always looking to get pussy.
Oh,
so you never know when that's going to come upon you.
Yes.
When you're in a relationship, you know you're not getting pussy.
Yeah, I knew when it was going to come upon me.
I don't think you did. You were telling me a story about the other day. Actually, this was a couple of months ago. But you were telling me a story about how you went over to do someone was doing your taxes, and then
that was years.
Well,
that was
still years ago.
That was
but
my
did you
first
know that was
year
gonna
at
happen?
Carnival.
But did you know that was going to happen?
Yes.
Did you manscape?
Yeah. No, back then.
You were still working. I mean,
no, I was at Carnival. It was my first year at
2007?
It was my first year at Carnival. I started in 05, 06, around there.
I think the turn of the century is when people started shaving their bush.
Are we talking about men or women?
Both.
No, I think it's a good question. Please leave in comments below.
When did you start shaving your bush?
When did you start shaving your bush? Yeah.
Not how old you were. What year?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No age. Yeah. We don't want to get in trouble with a. We really jumped from football to models to shaving your bush.
Well, it's a solid question from that. I mean,
what do you prefer shaved, or do you have a preference? You don't care?
I don't care.
I do.
Yeah, I know.
I do.
And you grew up in a time when no one did.
I don't want to get hair in my mouth. I don't.
I like to use my teeth as a comb.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, over to the AFC. Let's switch back to the AFC. I wouldn't call this a big upset, just because I'm not going to call it a big upset. But the Bengals beat the first-seeded Titans 19-16. The Bengals have looked real good the last 4 or 5 weeks. Joe Burrow especially. Burrow 28-37, no touchdowns and interception. Ryan Tannehill 15-24, 220 yards, 1 touchdown, but 3 interceptions. You cannot be the first-seeded team in the AFC. And we all know, really, the Chiefs are basically the first-seeded team. The Titans just had a
better first half of the season.
Well, yeah, but you can't win a game with 3 interceptions.
No,
turnovers will kill you every time.
No, that's what ruins every game. I mean, if you're turning the ball over, it's the end of it. You can't give the ball over that much.
You can't come back from that. Probably the game of the week. And now, once again, when something bad happens to a football team, they start questioning rule changes or making efforts to change rules. The Chiefs beat the Bills 42-36 in overtime, with the Bills not touching the football. Okay, this was a overtime rule made by the NFL years ago, and I never heard a Bronco fan complain about this until now that it was unfair that the Chiefs won the coin toss, they got the ball first, and in the overtime rules with the NFL, if the first team scores a touchdown, the game is over and they won. This first happened back in Tebow's year with the Broncos. Broncos won the division with an 8-8 record. They had a home game against a better Pittsburgh Steelers team. And Tebow had a really good game, actually. In overtime, first play of the game, the Tebow to Demaryius Thomas pass for 80 yards. Broncos win. First play of overtime. Broncos won the coin toss. Pittsburgh didn't get to touch the ball and try to score. Now, Kansas City drives down the field, 36-36. Pat Mahomes throws a touchdown pass. Chiefs win 42-36. Buffalo doesn't get a chance to go down the field themselves and tie the game. Chiefs win in overtime. Bills don't even get to touch the ball in offense. This is the rule that the NFL made. So, is it an unfair bullshit rule? Yeah, it might be fair for both offenses to get a chance at it. Like college, they could change it to something like college. They could play a full 15-minute quarter. There's a number of different things they could do to make it more fair than a team winning it on a coin toss. But that's what happened. The Chiefs are in it. So you're looking at the Chiefs and Bengals. Cincinnati will travel to Kansas City. And the 49ers will travel to Los Angeles in the Battle of California.
And I'll bring this up again because I told you about this already. But I told you about the rule change that the Rams had put into place about their ticket policy, and they had to revert it back. But they said,
well, that was nonsense.
Well, I agree it was nonsense. But
you can't say what team's fans.
They're not saying what team's fans tickets. Because it's still in California. It does not matter.
Well, so you're gonna have a big mixture of Rams fans and 49er fans.
But the issue is the Niners fans were going up, and that was the issue. And the stadium was too loud.
Well, that's the Rams' fault.
No, I'm not disagreeing.
These motherfuckers in L.A. who can afford to live in L.A. can probably afford a fucking football ticket to go to the game.
I'm not.
That's all I'm saying.
I'm not.
That's all I'm saying.
I'm not disagreeing.
That's all I'm saying.
I think the rule was stupid. I'm just bringing it up as one of those things where I think that the Rams were in the wrong for doing that because they had to end up reverting it back anyways. It showed how wrong they were.
Now you brought up earlier Ben Roethlisberger retiring.
Yes.
You had a point earlier. What was that point?
The point that Aaron Rodgers could choose to go to the Steelers.
Well, you had another point, another story about Ben Roethlisberger
earlier
in his career of an allegation.
Oh, his rape allegation.
That's right. Ben
Which
Roethlisberger.
I think you know a little bit more about.
I do. Well, in back in the day, Ben Roethlisberger was accused of rape, and over the years, it hasn't been talked about that much. It was kind of skipped over. It was kind of forgotten about. No charges were brought, but it was out there. Anything like that nowadays, with the hashtag #MeToo bullshit and
cancel culture,
and all, if a guy made a tweet 10 years ago or made a joke 10 years ago and fucking said something, they get in trouble now for it.
No one said anything about Kobe when he died.
Kobe, no, not when he died, no. But Kobe's different. Because Kobe, this was back in 2005 in the great state of Colorado. A young lady
Colorado, to be exact. If anyone wants details on it, it is Eagle, Colorado.
Eagle, Colorado. Kobe was seeing a doctor there for some kind of surgery. But Kobe apparently wanted something brought up to his room. Apparently it was pussy. But a young lady went up to Kobe Bryant's room and accused Kobe Bryant of rape.
No, sexual assault is how it shows.
Well, a criminal case was never brought.
No, it wasn't. But he was arrested.
No criminal case brought.
He was arrested by Eagle Sheriff Department.
Right.
And he was brought in. He was brought into custody for that. So but no case was ever brought up. But he was brought into custody.
He was, and in a civil case, he wound up paying the young lady $2.5 million.
Was that to keep her quiet, or was that compensation?
Well, look, if I'm Kobe Bryant, I got a lot of money anyway. Back then, you got a ton of money anyway. If you're paying off $2.5 million, do you think that he is paying that off to shut her the fuck up, get it done with, and that's it? Or is he paying her off because, hey, he actually fucking did something wrong?
I know corporate lawyers. They probably advised him to just shut her up and give her the money.
Okay, I agree. I don't think Kobe... I hate Kobe Bryant. I hated Kobe Bryant. I was at the Nugget game. Me and my friend Aaron were at the Nugget Rocket game a couple years ago when the day that Kobe Bryant died in the helicopter crash that morning. And it was starting to get around the arena that Kobe Bryant died in a helicopter crash. And I was like, no. I was like, yeah. And, it turned out he did. And the first thing that came to my mind is, are they going to say anything about his past rape allegation? We'll call it an allegation. We'll call it an allegation. Here's the thing. If you're a young girl going up to a NBA player's room at 12 midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, and he invites you in for a drink or whatever happened. I wasn't there. I don't know.
No, we don't get to say. I mean, we don't
know what happened.
I mean, and this is the issue. Everything goes off of what was said, and Kobe probably didn't have a right to say anything in that because he was being accused.
Well, Kobe not only paid this girl $2.5 million, but he spent $2 million on a ring for his wife Vanessa to keep her nice and fucking happy. Look, if I'm a professional athlete, okay, it doesn't matter if you're good. I was, as most of you know me, I was a very athletic child, very, very good. My best sport, and I was shitty at all of them. I was shitty at all the sports. I was a decent softball player when I played softball when I was an adult. Basketball was probably my best sport, but I wasn't even that great at basketball.
Well, you were short and white. Those aren't good.
I was short, fat, and white.
Yeah.
So
couldn't really move around as much.
No, I only played defense when I hit a bucket because I felt good running down the court. Other than that, I just let the other guys fucking go down the court and play defense. Defense was not my forte in basketball.
Now I'm thinking if you were in a little bit better shape, you'd be pretty good. You're basically engineered by a doctor with that leg.
I for those of you who don't know, I do have a prosthetic left leg due to too much McDonald's.
I think that would be the best way to describe it.
Burger King, McDonald's, Taco Bell.
The issue is that
Arby's.
It's not too much McDonald's. It's having so much McDonald's at one time and then going back for more another day. So that could be considered
if you
too
eat
much
McDonald's 4 days a week, diabetes forms.
Yeah, well, also eating 6 Big Macs.
I never ate 6 Big Macs at once.
3 Big Macs?
No, 2 was my limit.
2 Big Macs and a hot spicy?
No, I never did that. I could take down 2 Whoppers.
Oh, Whoppers are gross.
I think a Whopper's better than a Big Mac.
And we're not sponsored by either of these places.
Yeah,
but if
McDonald's. I saw a new sandwich out by McDonald's today.
It's like a McGangbang, but with fish.
It looked fucking gross, and it makes you wonder why our country is the fattest country in the United States
and we're in
the world.
And we're in Colorado, which apparently is the least fast state.
Fattest state, not fast.
Fat.
Well, Well, now, where did you hear that? That we're the least.
This is actually an
state?
internet, like a fact on the internet, like what state has what.
Well, because I got to say, the Midwest, you got some
hefty fuckers.
Hefty, yeah. I mean, you go to like Wisconsin.
It's because cheese is their.
That's their national food.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is that their bird?
That's their but they eat a lot of it.
It's their state flower.
Cheese.
It's cheese.
Cheese, yeah.
Cheese is their state flower.
Cheese is big in Wisconsin, but yeah, Colorado. You do have a lot of athletic people. You have people mountain climbing and skiing and
biking and all
biking and doing all kinds of shit that I would never fucking do, even if I was paid.
I don't think I can get onto a bike.
No. I haven't rode a bike in ever, but no, I used to ride a bike when I was a kid. Everybody. Oh, you always tell people you're from Colorado, and they go, "Oh, do you ski?"
Yeah, that happened when I went out to Florida. We were on a boat, and the person went, "Oh, do you ski or snowboard? Does it look like I can't even balance on land."
No, yeah, I have enough trouble balancing on land. Even when I had two good legs, I had enough trouble balancing on land.
Yeah, I've seen you fall a lot of times.
Even with two legs.
Yeah, even with two legs. I
I
remember one time we went out to dinner, and you stepped outside. It was clearly marked with yellow paint.
Well, I'm partially blind also.
You weren't at this time. You fell over it. This guy walks past and goes, "Huh, you good?" And you said, "Thanks, asshole." And then he just walked inside and... I helped you up. And actually, I helped you up after laughing for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, usually anybody who has seen me fall down has laughed.
It's really comical, though.
It's not.
It is.
It's not. I don't think it is.
Speaking of falls, I remember watching you fall in the hospital after you were like, "No, I'm good. I don't need a fucking nurse." And you fell over, you broke your glasses.
Well, that's because I dislike nurses.
You also, I remember us talking, you said you don't think nurses should be paid anymore?
No. See, okay.
No, not paid anymore.
Joke. This is an inside joke because my girlfriend is a nurse. She's a registered nurse at a hospital. The hospital will not be named. I will tell you she is an RN, and I don't think she's underpaid. No, I don't think she's over. No.
Both?
How can I get out of trouble here? I don't think she's overpaid. But, she only works like 3 days a week.
Oh, you think she's paid just right. Nurses are paid just right to him. I think that nurses are underpaid and as well teachers.
Teachers. Oh, boy. You had to bring up teachers. What is your lovely girlfriend going to school for?
She's going to become a teacher.
Yes.
But that's not why I say that. It's because of all the shit they have to deal with.
Okay.
They are underpaid.
All the shit that they have to deal with 7 months out of a 12-month year?
You say that, but they're not making enough money for those other months.
Okay. Yeah, I have a lot lot of teacher friends.
And he's losing them all every time he says they're overpaid.
Yeah, I don't think they're overpaid. I think that if you're a teacher, you went to school to become a teacher. And I think going in...
I thought they went to school to become a gynecologist.
No. You went to school to become a teacher. Going in, becoming a teacher, you're underpaid, you're underappreciated, but you have a lot of fucking time off. And I think that, I don't know what a starting teacher starts out at. 35,
speaking
50,
realistically.
80. What does a teacher start out at?
I think it's, hourly or annually?
No, not hourly. I mean, because this is the shit that I get all the time.
I think hourly.
It's not only the hours that I work at the school, but I have to come home and make lesson plans, and I don't have time they don't give us time to make lesson plans, so I have to do it at home, and this, and this, and this, and guess what? Go fucking do something else. Go fucking do something else. You went to school for it. You didn't go to school to become, and the big thing is, I get really, really mad about hearing about how much athletes make. Oh, did you see LeBron James signed a 4-year, $300 million contract?
You're wrong.
Yeah,
You're
LeBron
wrong.
James entertains people and plays basketball.
And how fucking long do they work?
That's what the sport. That's what that job pays.
Okay, teachers are underpaid. I'm going to give you the hourly wage after they work nights, setting up lessons plans and all that. Probably about $12, less than $12 an hour is what they're making.
Well,
you're fucking wrong because these athletes. I disagree with how much these athletes are making.
I know
because it's not. I mean, these teachers are should be. How was the word I'm trying to say?
Are they forming our youth?
Forming our youth is a good.
They're not.
They're supposed to be.
Look at how many assholes are graduating high school on a yearly basis, and they're just assholes, and they're becoming more and more liberal because you got these fucking teachers that are liberal assholes and aren't teaching the facts. They're teaching what they believe.
Oh no, I agree. I had completely argued with a teacher once over this that you shouldn't bring your politics into the classroom because I don't agree with what you're saying in a sense. Now you may say something else tomorrow that I may agree with, but right now what you're saying is wrong. It's opinionated.
Teachers should not teach opinions. Teachers should teach what happened in the world. What happened for whatever class they're teaching. That's what teachers should teach. But teachers should not teach based on their feelings.
The teachers that do that, though, it's always fucking English teachers that do that. It's history teachers don't force their political beliefs on you. It's English teachers that do that.
I think history. I don't even. Do they teach history in fucking school anymore? Because all of our history is been
wiped away by that cancel culture.
It's been erased. We can't talk about slavery. We can't talk about racism in this country. We can't talk about this person or this person owned a slave. We have to tear down his monument. But there's a monument in fucking Minneapolis, Minnesota for George Floyd. Okay, George Floyd. This guy was a piece of shit. He was literally a piece of shit. Did he deserve to die? No. He did not deserve to die. But the man was a piece of shit. He was a criminal.
I don't agree that he was a piece of shit. Because you can be a criminal and not be a piece of shit.
I agree with you there. But it doesn't change the fact that man was a piece of shit.
Well, you want to talk about the statue of George Floyd. Our president, Joe Biden, was the one who said that George Floyd's death was bigger news than Martin Luther King's. I can play.
You're quoting what Joe Biden says?
I'm quoting what
Joe
Biden.
Biden sniffs younger people and fucking jerks off in his oatmeal. Look.
I'm not including the jerks off in his oatmeal. That's weird.
I read that on The Onion.
Oh, that makes more sense.
Yeah, Joe. I don't care what Joe Biden says. We're gonna compare. We're gonna compare Martin Luther King to George Floyd. I mean,
that's what our fearless leader says, though.
Yeah. Here's another thing that I have a problem with, and I don't even like doing this. Is homosexuals. Is it okay with saying homosexuals?
I think you should, if you're saying.
Should I say LGBTQ?
Yes.
Okay, we'll say LGBTQ. That is not a civil rights issue. They are not a race. They are not a religion. They are people we are talking about who. We're talking about a group's sexual orientation. If I'm a black person, I'm offended that we're even comparing what homosexuals have went through to what blacks have went through.
I just pulled up this definition of a civil rights issue, so that way you could see that you're wrong in this. So it doesn't matter about race. Civil rights are an expansive and significant set of rights that are designed to protect individuals from unfair treatment. Doesn't matter if you're black, white, Mexican, gay, straight. It does not matter. That's what a civil right. That's what your civil rights are. You're human. That's what it is.
But are we saying that queers have had it harder than African American people?
No, I don't agree with that. But in the past 3 or 4 years, it's been harder. Well, and actually, I disagree with that. I disagree with that. I disagree with that 100%. Because look at that in the past, where you weren't able to come out because it was frowned upon, and not only frowned upon, but you'd be shut out from your friends, your family, if you came out. And that was years ago. Look at what happened. We watched that episode of Tosh.0 the other day, where those two guys went to the restaurant and they were told they couldn't come back. So this is an issue, and it is a civil rights issue.
I do not think it's a civil rights issue. But, that's why we're here. That's why we're talking. And we can disagree on that. But I think that what African Americans have gone through in this country in the past and currently is way worse than what two guys who want to fuck each other in the ass have gone through. That's my opinion. I think that gay people have been accepted way faster than black people have been accepted.
Black people are accepted. There's just groups of people that don't. I mean, and this is something that goes farther than that. A lot of groups aren't accepted because there's still neo-Nazis, there's still the KKK, and there's still issues.
They're not as prevalent.
They're not as prevalent as they were, but there's still issues with that. And there's still the hard right that don't approve gays. They don't really like other races.
What does approving gays mean, though? Should they get married? Should they be able to get married? Do you think they should be able to get married?
I think, do whatever you want. We're all people. I think, and this goes back to the civil rights. We should all have the same rights to do whatever we want. If you want to get married, go for it. If you want to...
Yeah, at this point, and I probably changed my mind on this a couple times. Yeah, if you guys want to get married, if you're two men and you love each other, go ahead and get married. Marriage is a complete suck fest. It's fucking terrible. So enjoy it, and then enjoy the divorce, and enjoy the other guy going out and cheating on you with another guy, or a girl cheating on your girl. I mean, fuck. You want to get married? Get married. You want to do whatever the fuck you want in your own bedroom? I don't care. I don't care what you do. Just shut the fuck up about it. Stop throwing it in my face every fucking where I go.
Who's throwing it in
Stop
your face?
putting it on TV to where it is
no,
in
you're
commercials.
Wrong. You're wrong there. Because there's straight
commercials now.
Fucking K Jewelers was making putting straight people in their commercials for years. Why can't they have a gay couple in their commercials? You're wrong. Because they're not forcing heterosexuality. Here is
my young son who doesn't remember a time when I don't care what you do. I don't care what you do in the privacy of your own bedroom. But I don't, and I'm going to get in trouble for this, but I don't care. I don't think homosexuality is normal. I don't care if you are. I don't care. I don't care if you're gay. I have gay friends. I have people I know who are gay. I don't care if you're gay, but it's not normal to me. Seeing a man and a woman on a commercial holding hands and kissing is normal to me. That's how I That's how I grew up. It's normal to me.
It should be just as
normal.
Seeing
two fucking fruits kiss on a commercial is not normal.
It should be just as normal because it's the same fucking thing. It's two happy people is the point they're trying to prove.
So can I fuck a goat? Is it okay if I fuck a goat? If I'm in love with it.
No, because bestiality is illegal. The point I'm trying to make is
Where's it illegal?
Everywhere. Actually, everywhere I think except like it's the state you live in.
It's
Iowa.
illegal?
I'm like 90% sure.
I can't fuck a goat?
You can't fuck any animals.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it's illegal.
Oh, okay. All right.
Have you been fucking goats?
Let's change the subject.
Oh, you have been fucking goats.
Well, no, there was a one-time thing. I didn't know it was illegal.
She did porn twice.
Well, she was
and you fucked a goat.
She was wearing her fuck me dress.
Did she have the fuck me eyes too?
She had those fuck me eyes too, and
Jesus Christ, what are you doing?
She was really Ben's dog right now. After we're talking about bestiality, is just all over him. But that's yeah. So we're probably going to bring up subjects like that more, and we'll have discussions about that. And maybe I'm old-fashioned, maybe I have old-fashioned beliefs, but when I see a commercial and I see two gays on it, it rubs me the wrong way, like they probably do in the bedroom. They rub each other the wrong way. Let's go back to sports really quick and just get the topic of sports over with. So Broncos hired their new coach. We got the AFC Championship game and the NFC Championship game this weekend. In local NBA news, the Denver Nuggets are currently in the middle of a 6-game road trip. They are 2-0 as they beat the Brooklyn Nets last night. They are 10-4 in the month of January. Nikola Jokic, the reigning MVP, so far in the month of January, averaging 27 points, 13.5 rebounds, 8.5 assists. That's in the last 14 games. He had 5 triple-doubles in those 14 games. Nuggets are 10-4. The Colorado Avalanche tied with the Florida Panthers for the best team in the league at 38-3 with 63 points. They're currently on an 8-game winning streak, 9-0-1 in their last 10. And Major League Baseball, Todd Helton fell short of making the Hall of Fame, but David Ortiz was the only one elected to the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame. Barry Bonds, Roger Clemens left out. Now, you were younger when the whole Bonds and Clemens PED thing came out. I thought that they should have been put in. Apparently, this was their last chance, I guess, to be put in the Hall of Fame, and they're not going to get in because they used performance-enhancing drugs. Pete Rose, one of those guys, also Major League Baseball has a rule: no gambling. Pete Rose did gamble. Pete Rose still not in the Hall of Fame. And I don't think he ever will. I don't think he'll get in there alive or posthumously into the Hall of Fame. But Bonds and Clemens out of the Hall of Fame.
You want to talk about performance-enhancing drugs. Yeah, I feel like there's way more people that have that issue of using them.
I think there's plenty of players that are using it. But, you know, Bonds and Clemens over and over and over again said they weren't using it or they wouldn't comment on it.
Would you say yes to that claim if it was made to you?
Well, no. Obviously, you lie.
Exactly. I mean, that's...
Well, but like, there were certain players that didn't lie.
You've done stand-up. Do you use any PEDs when you do stand-up?
I haven't done stand-up in a while. I do use performance-enhancing drugs when I do stand-up comedy, either Xanax or screwdrivers.
Huh.
To help me ease my...
Getting drunk doesn't make you funnier. I just thought I'd let you know that.
Really?
It doesn't.
No.
I think people that are drunk are less funny.
Really?
Yeah.
Who would you say right now, currently, is your favorite comedian?
Not you.
No, I'm obviously not. I'm an amateur by far, but who would you say currently is your favorite comedian?
I think Josh Wolf is up there, or Jim Jeffries.
Josh Wolf, really?
Yeah.
Huh. Me and Tracy, we've been watching a lot of Jim Gaffigan and some Bill Burr. He's pretty funny. I mean, my all-time favorite comedian is Daniel Tosh. He hasn't, his show has been taken off Comedy Central, but He hasn't done anything in a while, but
one day he will he'll get back up on stage.
Well, he's doing concerts,
like,
but right now he doesn't have any
on stage
shows.
On the show.
Well, I don't know if a show will ever be brought back, but we'll see. But so yeah, I mean, comedy wise, that's Jim Jeffries is real funny. But
I like Jim Jeffries.
I think,
don't have an issue with Jim Jeffries.
No. So what is your feelings on what's going on in the world right now as we speak? You are a young man. Just got yourself a nice brand new job. Following in my footsteps of I had 10 wonderful years at Carnival Cruise Lines. Great time of my life. Very, very fun. You're following in my footsteps. How do you like call center work? Because I think you have to be really, real special to work in a call center.
Well, if I could choose, I would sit on my ass all day.
You are sitting on your ass all day.
Well, I meant and do something more fun. I do like what I'm doing now though. But call center work is fine. It's still a job. I mean, that's a major point of it. I mean,
that's all it is.
Working's not supposed to be fun. I mean, you're supposed to.
So let's go back to that. In a work week, how many days a week do you work?
6. I work 6 days a week.
Well, yeah, you work 2 jobs. You work a lot.
2 jobs.
You work 2 jobs. You're a very hard worker. I had 2 jobs. Not when I was your age, but a little older. I had 2 jobs because it takes a lot to make it. Colorado's a very expensive state to live in.
Yeah, I'm gonna move somewhere else. I'm thinking Alaska.
Alaska.
Yeah, I heard it's.
I don't want to come visit you in Alaska.
I heard everything but the gas and milk are pretty cheap up there. Rent, I mean, cost of living is.
You can see Russia from your house in Alaska.
That would be pretty cool.
Well, you just open your door and there's like.
Go right in.
There's
speak to people.
What's his name?
Just say hello to people across.
Avita's name?
No.
Is that Russian?
No, that's German.
Oh, Avita's name is German?
Yeah.
Oh.
I would know. I took German in high school.
Did you flunk that?
No. I cheated off somebody else.
Yeah, you see, they in high school, and I hate this, but you have to take a second language, and see,
did you have to?
I probably did, but I never went to fucking class.
Yeah.
I'm a high school dropout. I got my GED. I hated school.
Let's talk about your GED test.
I was infatuated with some stupid girl in high school, so I skipped a lot of school, skipped a lot of classes.
You had a lot of flatulence in your GED.
I did.
Yeah.
There was just one.
Well, just one is still enough to ruin.
That's true. You barely got out of high school too, but you got out.
I got out early. I just like to say that.
You did. He graduated early. Would you like to name your alma mater?
No, I'm good.
You don't want to name your alma mater?
No one needs to know.
Oh, okay. All right. I went to Palmer High School, William J. Palmer High School.
There you go.
I have no idea what he was famous for, what he did.
See, that works. No one can look you up because you're not going to be in the graduating class or yearbooks. Or
no, I'm not. I might be in a yearbook. I don't know.
I doubt it. You probably never showed up for it.
Probably not. I might be in a yearbook. I had my middle school yearbook. My 9th grade picture. I liked middle school in 9th grade. 7th and 8th grade I hated. I didn't like it at all. But you were a fan of school. You were popular though.
I wasn't popular.
You were in.
I had a small group of friends because I was in a different program. Not like.
What?
Not because I was different.
No. No, you weren't in a special program. Were you in special ed?
No. That's not. That's what I was trying to say. I wasn't.
Okay,
like
no,
that.
I didn't think you were in special ed. I was in special ed. I'll admit it. I was definitely in special ed.
He says it's because of his ADHD, but
no, they didn't call it ADHD back then.
Well, that's what it is now. It doesn't matter what they called it then.
They called it hyperactivity, and I was hyperactive.
He still has that issue. He hyper focuses on everything for like a short time, and then he forgets about it ever happening.
Well, yeah, I think I've had a few strokes.
A few strokes?
Yeah.
Can you not do that in my apartment?
Different strokes.
Yeah, can you not stroke yourself in my apartment?
Speaking of, but back to what we were saying. You work 6 days a week.
I do. I do work 6 days a week.
And teachers work 5 days a week, basically.
No, I think that they work on the weekends to build their lessons and everything like that.
But what is a teacher? Can we find out what a teacher starts out at?
I'd be happy to go and do that.
I mean,
What state would you just like to do? A base state?
I mean, is it per state or is it per district?
Well, I mean, it's gonna be a lot per district, but there will be an average per the state.
Okay, well, what does an average Colorado teacher make starting out? Because I'm heading to a point here that I've always kind of said why I feel teachers are paid. You know, they're a little bit underpaid, but of the perks that they have that go along with their salary.
You know, I'm just gonna read off the salary or read off this little article really quickly. So in 2020, Colorado's typical teacher starting salary was about $35,000 for an entry job. So to state that, that's entry and that's an average, and that is also in Colorado 2 years ago. This is right around when COVID hit. So to say now what you're saying with perks wise, let's talk about what they're dealing with issues too with dealing with COVID. And all of that.
So would you say if that was 2 years ago, it's probably up a few $1,000s?
I'd say it's up a couple hundred. I wouldn't say it's up a few.
A couple $100?
I don't think it's raising that much.
No, I think it's probably
minimum wage hasn't raised.
Let's call it 37,000.
No,
let's just call it 37,000.
Let's say 36.5.
All right. You want to haggle over $500?
I'll haggle over $500 because I don't think they're making that much starting out.
So $36,500 a year they're making as a teacher. This is a job they went to school for. This is a job that they wanted to do. They wanted to become teachers to teach our youth. So you divide that by 12 months out of the year, even though they don't work it. But you divide that by 12 months out of the year, what they're getting about $3,000 a month.
No.
Yeah, Ben, I'm doing the math in my head.
I'm glad you're doing the math in your head, Rain Man.
And they're not bringing home $3,000 a month. Okay, they're making $3,000 a month. Good Lord. I don't think a teacher could live by themselves off of what they make in a state like Colorado. I think in other states...
but other states would pay more. And that's the issue.
Well, let's talk about if you're talking about California... Then yeah, they probably make more. But I'm saying,
a couple, probably 45, and the rent's rent or mortgage is even
start out at 45. I don't know if that's true or not. Here's my point.
I just want to talk about your state, which cost of living is way fucking less.
Right.
And you could buy a house for way fucking less.
Right. Why do you have to use the F word so
I'm angry at you for this. Iowa's average salary for teachers should be approximately about $36,000, which is $1,000 more, and this is also in 2020.
No. Okay. So let's call them 37,000. So a teacher in Iowa will live a better life just because cost of living is a little lower. But what do you blame the cost of living in Colorado to? Because when I first moved to Colorado, of course back in the 70s, it wasn't that expensive to live here. I literally moved out of Colorado because they priced me out. I couldn't afford to live in Colorado by myself on disability with all the medications I need to purchase and doctor's visits and hospital visits and everything that goes with it.
I'll start your
I could not
GoFundMe.
afford.
I'll start your GoFundMe.
I'm not asking for a GoFundMe, but you can find that on Facebook. No, I don't. No, go fuck me.
The issue is that, you know, and what you were trying to ask, non-natives moving to Colorado, which drives up
Non-natives. Could you stop being politically correct and name the
Californians
fucking state?
and fucking
Thank
Texans.
you. No, it's more Californians.
It's both.
Than Texans moving out
It's
here.
both.
I
Which
like
raises
Texans,
up
by
the
the
cost
way.
of living, which in turn means that we have to develop new areas, new residential areas, and then with which that comes, we need to
But these
develop new areas for
motherfuckers from
shopping and shit like
California
that.
are selling their $1 million houses and coming out to Colorado and buying the same fucking house for half of that and living a great life. I mean, California has ruined this state. They've ruined this state. I mean, you want to be definitely quiet about it because you don't want to offend any fuckface from California.
I was being quiet because I was digging fluff out of my dog's mouth.
Okay. I have California friends. I love you guys. Glad you moved out here. Glad we met and stuff. But California,
you fucking suck.
California.
That's what he's trying to say. Californians are awful people.
Californians have taken over Colorado and made it impossible to afford to live. What do you pay a month rent for your apartment?
Just about $1,500.
$1,500.
Yeah.
That's why you have to work 2 jobs just to be able to afford to live in this This state is a beautiful state. There's mountains all around. It's a beautiful state. The scenery is great. I look in Iowa. In Iowa, first of all, it's hot as fuck in the summer and the humidity's high. I don't know which way is which in Iowa yet. I've been out there 6 months, but I don't know west, south, north, east. I don't know. I have no fucking clue. But here, west mountains, you see them, you know which way you're going. But it's beautiful out here. I hate it out here. If you weren't out here, I would never come back to this fucking state again. I hate it out here. I hate it for my history out here. I hate it because I can't afford to live out here. I hate it. I just fucking hate it. It's beautiful, but I hate it.
We should be a little bit more positive. What's something that you liked from this last week going on in the world? What's something you liked? Actually, we'll go in BS order.
What BS order?
I'll go first. BS order.
What's something I liked? Seeing you and Lori.
Oh, well, there you go. You just ruined up BS order, but that's cool. You're just being very negative over there. Right?
Well, it's hard for me not to be. I mean, the state just has too much, history for me. I mean, I lost a child here. I lost my parents here. I lost a marriage here. I lost a lot of money in casinos here. You've lost a lot of money in casinos, a lot of places. I've lost friends because of gambling problem and it's just hard. I'm not blaming the whole state of Colorado for all of my problems, but I've lost a lot of stuff because of this state.
Man, we just lost all of our Colorado viewers because you said how much you hate Colorado.
No.
I'd like to say I love Colorado, but I cannot wait to leave this state.
The people now, why is that?
Because it's too fucking expensive, not because I hate the state. It's just too expensive.
Exactly. It is a very expensive state to live in. It wasn't before. This is a very nice...
It's expensive to live a lot of places, though.
True. Yeah. Are you going to pick up and move to California?
No.
Exactly. So, but no, he lives in a very nice one-bedroom apartment, and it's a nice apartment, but he's paying $1,500 a month. If we went down to Colorado Springs, I was living in a shithole, and it was $1,000 a month, and that place was a shithole. Would you agree?
No, it was a dump.
It was a bug-infested shithole for $1,000 a month.
They either followed you from your other apartment or...
I don't think they followed me. I had to switch from a 2-bedroom to a 1-bedroom, but it was it was just a shithole apartment. But my point is that I don't know what my point was, but you work 2 jobs, you work 6 days a week. Teacher salaries, back to that really quick here, and we'll move on from that. Teacher salaries, they are what they are for the job that they do. Athletes' salaries are what they are for what they do. But you take a teacher and you take a full year, 12 months, how much time off does a teacher get during the year? When you add in weekends, when you add in summer vacation, spring break.
Let's not add in
Christmas
weekends because everybody has 2 days off.
Okay, so we won't add in weekends. We'll just add in every fucking holiday, every fucking break, spring break, summer break, winter break, all the breaks. They probably work an 8-month year.
I'd say it's with the time that they're not actually spending on the work week, it's closer to 10 and a half, 11.
No way.
Because
they have close to 3 months off in the summer.
Did you work weekends? When you were working stiff, did you work weekends?
One weekend day.
No, did you work 7 days a week?
No.
Okay. I'm sure.
Actually, yeah, I did a lot of times because I worked overtime.
Overtime doesn't count.
You know why? Because I couldn't afford to fucking live out here.
Overtime does not count. Overtime is not the point I'm trying to make.
Okay. I work 5 days a week.
I am talking about your normal schedule.
Okay.
Because teachers are locked down to a normal schedule during the week, but they're not given time during the week to set up lessons, to set up everything else that they need to get done for their next week.
So you're saying they have to come home, sit in front of the TV while they're watching TV and do their lessons.
You worked from home. What did you do while you were at home?
Taking phone calls, making money, banking, making bookings.
I'm sitting here nodding.
Mic drop.
Because there's nothing to show for it.
Mic drop. There's nothing to show for it. Yeah. No, I don't have any money to show for it. No, but
it's like it never happened.
I mean, there were times when there was, no calls, and I would just sit there waiting for a call. But, that's what you do when you work in a call center. Sometimes you're got back to backs, and sometimes you have calls in between.
And teachers' days are back to back to back. I mean that's the comparison.
Right. Well, and every job is hard, except nursing. Love you, Shannon. Nursing's. She works 3 days a week.
12-hour shifts.
Okay, but she has 4 days off.
All right.
She complains more than anybody I know.
Still 12-hour shifts.
I might not have a girlfriend after this podcast.
After a 12-hour shift, you got to recover from it.
Right. She does 4 days a week.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, she's out there saving lives.
She's saving lives?
Well, sure, nurses. You don't think nurses save lives?
I think they do a lot to help their patients, but I don't think they're out there saving lives.
I beg to differ.
She is a pervert that looks at other guys' penises, and
now we talked about that, and she said that she doesn't look, but then she turned around and said sometimes it's hard when she has to give a Foley or hold a guy's with the urinal. But then I asked myself, well, why is she holding the guy's dick while he's peeing in the urinal? Why can't the guy? I've always done it myself. Nobody ever held my dick when I was peeing in the urinal.
You never requested it.
Oh, you have to request that?
I think it's
by
request.
Pay extra?
I don't think you have to pay extra, but I think it's by request.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm a very shy peer.
I got no comment for it. I'm sorry.
No, it's funny. I can't pee, like in certain places. I mean, I have a hard time urinating where people can hear me peeing. It's
See, that's
weird.
way different from when I was younger. Because I remember we went to a movie, and after the movie got out, I finished peeing. I washed my hands and went outside and sat outside, and you were still peeing because I could hear you. It was like a 3-minute pee. It was
well, yeah, because I had a big drink. And I didn't want that. Yeah, that's another thing. Going to a movie and having to pee and leave it. See, I love the whole movie theater experience, but this is why now you have Netflix and Hulu and Disney Plus and HBO Max and all of the shit, because you can stay home and watch a movie. You can push pause and you can go take a piss. And you go to a movie theater, you pay $12.
It's not just the point of going to a movie theater and, not being able to hit pause. You're getting better popcorn. You're paying $47 for candy.
Yeah, exactly. Well, no. I never pay $47 for candy.
I go to Walmart,
I
pay
go to
$1 for it.
Walmart and pay $1 for my candy, and sneak it in. It's a good thing I have a girlfriend now because she has a purse. She can bring in, cheeseburgers and corn dogs.
When I graduated high school, I got high. That was probably one of the first times I had smoked weed. And we're kids. If you're listening out there, we're not. I'm not saying it's a good idea.
Don't do drugs.
What I am saying is, I got high before going to the theater, and we stopped at McDonald's. And I was like, can I get 4 hot and spicies? So I ate 2 in the car, and I waited until about an hour and a half into the movie, and then I ate the other 2 because I put them in my back pocket.
You had 2 cheeseburgers in your back pocket?
No, there's chicken sandwiches.
Oh, chicken sandwiches. Yeah. Oh, okay.
But I want to say I was working out really hard at the time.
Does your mom? So does your mom smoke weed?
No.
No, she doesn't smoke weed at all. Does she drink?
She doesn't anymore, but with all that issues she has, she doesn't really do it.
I mean, if I was married to that douchebag, I'd have to be drunk as shit to fucking deal with that. I mean, that guy is a complete fucking tool.
I got no comment.
You don't have a comment. He was a good guy to you. And I appreciate that.
He taught me how to do everything.
He didn't I didn't teach me anything
except for not to split tens.
Yeah, don't split. And what do you use more in life?
I think I've used a lot more of my tools than I've played blackjack.
Probably. I mean, the guy to me is a douchebag, not to Ben. Ben, would you say love?
I think it's close, not there. No.
No, it's not there.
It's not love.
No. Yeah. I don't love him either. He doesn't love me though. Me and him.
Is there a lot of people that love
me
you?
Me and him butt heads. No.
Me, Shannon.
I mean, there's some people out there that love me, I think.
Is there people hiding in the woodworks that are just
I think there's people that
secret obsession and a little.
No, there's nobody that is obsessed with
a little collage of you.
No.
Do you think the doctor took your leg home and added it to his collection?
No. I wonder what happened to my leg, though.
I'm sure they burned it. You can take it home.
I wanted to see it afterwards. They said they wouldn't show me because it would have freaked me out.
It would have freaked you out.
I don't think so.
I think you should have taken it home.
I would have given it to a loved one. I would have let you have it. I wanted to know because, because I'm going to be cremated, that if it costs less because I'm missing parts of my body.
I don't think it's by the pound.
Oh, God, if it was by the pound, it'd be really expensive for you.
Well, yeah.
That's,
You got to think about people that are extremely overweight. Like my 600-pound life. Like, to cremate those fuckers?
Well, I wouldn't want to be a pallbearer. Definitely not be a pallbearer for...
They don't fit in caskets unless you do 6 individual caskets.
You got just a trail of caskets of
people bringing down their legs, arms, torso.
Yeah. Not to jump into a morbid kind of conversation, but What about all the sad deaths we've had over the last 4 or 5 months? I know personally, you suffered a loss with your aunt just here recently, and I knew her, and I'm so sorry about that. And I had a buddy I used to work with, Pat, who I worked with at Albertsons. He was a great guy, really close with his daughter, good friends with his daughter, and love her to death. And it was sad to hear Pat died. And he's up there. He was a big bowler. Loved to bowl. I was in a bowling league with him, and I always wanted to bowl good for him, because I wanted our team to win, and I was the worst bowler on our team. But he's up there. He's up there bowling now. I know he is.
Bowling in the pearly lanes.
Bowling in the pearly gates. Definitely bowling. But Betty White, 99.
Betty White is a big one.
Yeah, 99.
She didn't make 200. I saw this thing that people were willing to give days so she could have made
of their lives.
Of their lives. So that was
it's funny how people offer something that's not even really possible.
Yeah, no.
Like, I would definitely give one of my nuts to Lance Armstrong if he needed it, because he only has one nut.
Yeah. Would you have given a nut to your dad?
Oh yeah, my dad only had one nut. Jeez, I forgot about Poppy there. He only had one nut.
Would you have given him a nut?
If he would have wanted a nut, I would have given him. But he was more of a
I think that I was gonna say, I think life's like almond joyous. Sometimes sometimes you don't.
He liked dark chocolate. He liked Mounds and not Almond Joy. So
I don't really love Almond Joy, but if I were to choose Almond Joy,
he always made jokes about only having one nut.
Yeah,
he did.
He also showed people pictures of his polyps.
Yeah, he did. He said they were his grandkids. He
never carried a picture of me in his wallet. He had
a great sense of humor. My dad. I lost both of my parents within a 3-year period.
I think that's the way it goes, though. I think that
not
once two people that love each other and need each other, that one goes.
Well, I don't know how much they loved each other, but I mean, mom loved dad to death, and dad wasn't overly loving.
He
loved, but he didn't say it a lot, or didn't show it like mom
tolerated you guys.
Me and my brother, but So anyway, a lot of deaths.
I had one more thing other than to get out of the sadness and all of this. I had one more thing I wanted to talk about.
Okay.
To jump back into the sports world.
Oh, okay.
I wanted to talk about Antonio Brown and the Bucks.
Oh, that nutty. Speaking of nuts.
Yeah, speaking of nuts, that's kind of what made me think about it. I'll let you know, or I'll let you say what you know about it a little bit, and then I'll give you some details.
The only thing I heard is that he is claiming that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers offered him $200,000 to say that he was crazy.
Yeah, and this is all speculative, of course, but this is what he's saying, is that he said, they'll give me $200 to act like I'm a whack job. I think his exact phrasing was to put me in the nut house. And he was offered the $200,000. He did it. I'm assuming he got the $200,000. But after the fact, now he is suing for defamation.
I don't even think Antonio Brown knows how to spell defamation.
No, I think he could barely say it. So I think. Defamation.
I don't even want to go there.
Defamation.
Yeah, he was a crazy dude. But didn't somebody say the Baltimore Ravens are thinking about signing him?
That's what I was reading.
I cannot believe that guy's gonna get signed to a contract. But hey, if you got talent and you're worth the trouble, I guess you're gonna find a.
If he somehow wins this, there's no doubt in my mind he won't go to the Ravens.
Well, I could care less about Antonio Brown, but so this is gonna end our first podcast here. We're gonna be getting more and more prepared each time we do it. Tonight was just pretty much a rough cut of what it's going to be.
What you're going to see from us.
Yeah, definitely. What we're going to talk about each night, or each podcast. Topics of the day. Topics. We won't be heavy on sports. I know people think automatically me just going to be sitting here talking about sports. I do know other things, not much, but I do know other things. And
I mean, he did quick math. Still, like I said, he's not Rain Man, but he did pretty quick math.
Well, yeah, I was good at math, but so I'm gonna let Ben close us out here, and I just want to say thank you for listening if you made it this far, and I think should we dedicate this to our ladies?
To our ladies?
To our ladies, yeah. Would you want to dedicate this to anybody? Our first ever podcast.
Our first ever. Well, I do want to, just kind of first start off by saying, if anybody or any company that we reference throughout this entire thing, McDonald's, Burger King, Chick-fil-A if possible, would like to come and sponsor us, please come do.
Well, I don't think Chick-fil-A will sponsor us. I think we're too dirty for Chick-fil-A.
Probably, yeah. Other than that, thank you all so much for listening if you made it this far. I'm a little shocked, but thank you so much for listening to this.
Stunned is more like it.
Yeah, to this rough cut of what we're supposed to be doing here. It's going to be going out on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. We do love if you could listen to it on, a podcast streaming platform, but YouTube views are always appreciated. This is...
So I'm Seth.
And Ben. And this is
On the Offensive Podcast. And we'll talk to you next